concerning all the hotel strikes. The JLP government dropped the ball this time. Don't blame the PNP for hotel protest. Hello, my people. Skywalker here again. Wishing everyone is fine. Today, I must set this record straight. For at the end of the day, integrity is important. As a youngster, Bongo Nigosai, the Rasta man who helped me broaden my scope, always warned me to never depart from the impartial judgment. Therefore, I begin by saying to Showa, by all that I saw, as I put the parts together, you are the one party that is suitable for government after the next general elections. It is obvious as all the facts are clear. Still, no person or entity is perfect. No partial judgments around here. When it comes to the case of hotel workers rightfully striking out and the allegations from Dr. Andrew Holness about PNP molds in various areas of society that incite mayhem generally to make the ruling government seem bad, Andrew chose the wrong day to make that point. The extra energy could be used to more sensitive value, observing how his government had dropped the ball for years on the particular issue and left that wide cross section of people to suffer so hard for so long. People were holding onto some jobs by mere faith, hoping in prayers that better would come. But these jobs were not making much of a difference in their lives. Many of them should be working more and paying more tax, but their pay is being hoarded, extorted, and carried abroad. Dr. Holness, the hotel pays the government taxes and then they take what is theirs. Their profits should not include the blood and sweat of the Jamaican workers. They take more than a fair share. This happens a lot in the private sector, but it always seems worse in the hospitality industry, including those of the Spanish investors that come here thinking that they are freaking Columbus or something. Slavery done long time, brethren. Whenever you negotiate on your workforce, you must also make that zealous fortitude to protect their rights obvious. Children without parental protection are usually abused by outsiders. People that come to invest here seem to come with an impression that they can diss up the workers as if they feel like the workers have no value in their own country. All Jamaican governments usually fail to send the message. Sure, investors will look for cheaper labor, but it can't go so low that it becomes slavery to your people. Under your watch, the hotels grape the country by paying the government tax, then holding down the workers and stealing their money by extortionate means. In stealing from the workers, they take away tax money from the country. The leaders must be plugged into the people's veins and stay sensitive to these issues. The hotels will work you for only lunch money and taxi fare, and it almost seems deliberate. These enslavers know what they are doing. They will justify this scumbuggery by putting down the workers and claiming that their productivity is lacking. Empty bags can't stand up. If you believe these oppressors, you become complicit to the evil. So don't believe them. They can pay better and the workers can produce as well and better than others in the world. I have been there. I have I have seen my Jamaican families being the best on foreign soil. So don't change the rhetoric. Lack of productivity in hospitality is not the fault of the workers. No pressure is sustainable beyond a certain degree. Pressure, even bust pipe. Kofoot know that. How I used to marvel that whenever you saw Jamaican abroad in a job in hospitality, he or she was a most valued worker. Why not also at home? Hospitality brain drain cannot compare to other sectors. Even the hotel programs for overseas workers from Jamaica don't always take the best. Decades ago, many people were eager to do hotel work, but hotel work kept diminishing the reward to the workers to the degree that now it is past ridiculous. Years ago, there were PNP moles involved with the program that turned it into curry favor. I've seen it firsthand. I don't know what it is like today. There is no necessary shortage of hospitality workers. If the investors go and bring their own countrymen, it will be a new way to keep the higher end pay in their own column. Money that should be going to the government for tax will be going abroad as pay for foreign workers. Plus, they might end up paying their important workers more pay than Jamaicans who were so badly treated that any underperformance could be ascribed to that. Now they want to turn the people into the victims twice. I have seen how Jamaicans work at so many different places in different countries that some Spanish investors will not convince me with crap similar to Mark Goldingism. It's almost like in their minds it is better to force the people to work for nothing or bring in outsiders to work for the deserved wages. Stick a pin right here, my people. Please pause the video so you can subscribe, like, share, and subscribe, and let's continue. Thank you very much. Now, am I saying that PNP moles are not in different sectors of the society and many use their influences to help their party score political points? No, I am not. Mark Golding recently demonstrated the use of Justice Pantan and almost the entire Integrity Commission. It has always been a PNP strategy. We remember Portia Simpson in the past threatening to take Bruce Golding to court just to prevent leftover PNP faithful from threatening his government. I mean, a new government takes over and people are expected by their own integrity to remove themselves from certain positions. It's a worldwide thing. It's not even in government alone, it's in business too. Portia was making history by being the first dishonorable opposition in that regard. PNP has a dirty track record with integrity and implanted molds in strategic positions. Mark Golding's father came here before polio, coincidentally, but it was even more coincidental that he was the best man to deal with a polio outbreak or experiment or research if it was needed, or if Britain wished for vaccines to be made in a third world country. A fair string of coincidences is very coincidental, but it is what it is. Mark Golding came as a British man who refuses to give up the British passport, wanting to be a British Prime Minister of Jamaica at a time when Jamaica wishes to go republic. But coincidentally, even if Jamaica goes republic and Mark becomes Prime Minister with his British passport, then Jamaica will become a British colony by default, even without written legislation. Why? Because there are the loyalties that are required from any British citizen. Because of British law, he could not make any choice in favor of Jamaica that would not agree with Britain. We understand the maroon mentality of selling out one zone people in Jamaica, and Mark Golding found the best Maroons to link up with. I saw the image of Paul Bogle and the Gallows just now. He still cannot believe that Maroons would chase and catch him for the British. All these many black men running around and calling themselves Maroons give hope to Britain that Jamaica is poised to sell out. Yes, we know that political molds are working to destabilize. However, if the PNP even capitalize on this wicked slave master system applied to workers by hoteliers, then it would be more help than harm for such a large cross section of Jamaicans whose voices were not being heard. They would be wicked to themselves had they not taken some kind of action. The government dropped the ball. If the goalkeeper drops the ball, he cannot blame the opposing striker from kicking it inside the goal. Moreover, this would be a standard political move by Mark Golding, especially because it was justified and called for. Would you rather the overstretched masses to still hold straight? If Mark Golding incited their action, he saved the people from a bleak Christmas and faulty representation. This is why I must be honest enough to say that Shaw did drop the ball on this one. I agree. To build the nation, you must ask people to make sacrifices. Yet you cannot ask for too much, especially when it's not even an authentic sacrifice. It's simply the greedy investors stealing the share of the workers. You cannot be too insensitive or unaware. You can't be like that scientist whom Monty Perkins loved to talk about. When that scientist did experiment on a cricket to see how high it could jump with how many legs. It jumped 4 feet with 4 legs, and even down to one, it jumped 1 foot. But the scientist still had the gall to take the last leg and tell it to jump. This time, when the cricket did not move, he surmised that the cricket became deaf when it had no legs. I am not going to entertain any argument that the workers are unproductive until they can go to work with full stomachs and less worries. Empty bag can't stand up. Many times when I employ people for manual labor, I make sure to bring food. I have employed laborers who were too hungry to work until they ate. But some people expect a mother who sent her child to, to school without lunch money to perform at her best thinking about it. Investors can't keep coming to Jamaica playing like dons in garrisons. Workers leave Jamaica and get more pay working for companies that make a lot less than some of these Jamaican resorts. The fact that some of these things can go on is almost unforgivable. We need to protect our people much better. Sometimes our ruling politicians should be prevented from eating like for 3 days in a row to see if it will make them more sensitive. Well, Mark Golding is the opposition leader, and thank goodness, because he was glad that old woman did not fall from the lower stairs. She fell from the higher part. So he diagnosed without even looking at her, and he said she was not badly hurt, because if she did broke up bad, he wouldn't care as long as voters don't see the consequences of his neglect. The people ask for pay and better working conditions. This has nothing to do with the PNP. Plus, it was urgently and obviously needed, so any PNP intervention could not be seen as a bad thing. Anyway, my suggestion to the government on this one is to accept that they dropped the ball. The PNP did not call a thing into being that was not called for. Therefore, show me, show me more sensitivity to the workers being extorted by investors. Make rules if necessary. Sometimes we seem to forget that the people are the priority. They are, because it is a delicate issue, because Jamaican government must uplift its Jamaicans at all cost, so that Jamaicans will prosper Jamaica by default. Think on these things. my people. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Peace out.